When nature sets the rules, the unexpected becomes reality. Imagine this: a crocodile blocking traffic with its prey, or a fearless mountain lion wandering the city. From ferocious storms to dramatic wildlife encounters, nature's raw power never fails to amaze and terrify us. In this episode, we unveil more jaw-dropping moments, captured on camera, that remind us who truly holds the reins. Ready to witness nature's unpredictable wonders? Hit that play button and prepare for a journey where the ordinary turns extraordinary. Let's dive in. In a stunning display of wild nature infiltrating urban life, Southern California residents found themselves face to face with an unexpected visitor, a mountain lion casually strolling through their neighborhood. The majestic predator weaved between parked vehicles with surprising nonchalance, creating a mixture of excitement and concern among onlookers. Local authorities quickly responded to the situation, cordoning off the area to ensure both public safety and the animal's well-being. What followed was a tense chase through suburban streets, a stark reminder of how thin the line between civilization and wilderness truly is. Eventually, wildlife officials managed to safely capture the mountain lion, ending its urban adventure. The animal was securely transported in the back of a white pickup truck, much to the relief of local residents. This remarkable incident concluded with the mountain lion being successfully returned to its natural habitat, bringing a dramatic close to an extraordinary day in the heart of Southern California. The tranquility of an ordinary day was shattered by an earth-shattering explosion when propane tanks suddenly erupted, creating a terrifying spectacle. What began as a controlled fire quickly escalated into a chaotic inferno as multiple tanks detonated in rapid succession. Witnesses described a fierce rain of fire as burning debris scattered in all directions, creating a deadly hazard zone for anyone nearby. Most alarming was the direct hit on a police vehicle, which became engulfed in flames within seconds, highlighting the extreme danger of the situation. Emergency responders rushed to contain the growing blaze, battling against time to prevent the fire from spreading to surrounding areas. The intense heat and unpredictable secondary explosions created treacherous conditions for firefighters as they worked to bring the situation under control. What might have begun as a routine call quickly transformed into a full-scale emergency response operation, demonstrating how rapidly ordinary incidents can escalate into life-threatening scenarios. February 19th marked a dark day for Tasmania's northwest coast as a devastating environmental tragedy unfolded. 157 false killer whales became stranded on the shore, creating heartbreaking scenes of marine mammals fighting for survival. Against the backdrop of crashing waves, the distressed calls of dying whales echoed through the night, a haunting soundtrack to an unfolding ecological disaster. Jocelyn Flint's raw footage captured the grim reality. Massive bodies lying motionless in the sand, their breathing labored as they slowly suffocated out of their natural element. Conservation teams raced against the clock, desperately trying to formulate an effective rescue strategy in increasingly dire circumstances. Of the 157 stranded mammals, only 90 showed signs of life upon discovery, underscoring the critical urgency of the situation. The remote location of the stranding significantly complicated rescue efforts, with teams struggling to mobilize equipment and personnel to the isolated coastline. Authorities cordoned off Arthur Beach and surrounding areas, establishing an emergency response zone to coordinate the increasingly desperate rescue attempt for these magnificent ocean creatures caught in nature's cruel trap. In an astonishing display of canine determination, a tiny Chihuahua named Henry sparked traffic chaos when he embarked on a dangerous 10-mile sprint along Interstate 5 on February 11th. The diminutive dog weaved between speeding vehicles, miraculously avoiding collision as horrified drivers swerved to avoid the pint-sized daredevil. Even more remarkably, a man on crutches named Adam Pfizer attempted to intervene, hobbling into traffic to warn drivers despite his own physical limitations. Dramatic video footage captured the heart-stopping moment when Henry scurried beneath an SUV, temporarily disappearing from sight and causing onlookers to fear the worst. A quick-thinking passerby managed to prevent further danger by restraining the dog before it could dart back into traffic. Following his highway adventure, the exhausted Chihuahua was taken into the care of the San Diego Animal Protection Society, where staff worked to locate his owner. Against all odds, this perilous journey concluded happily when Henry was successfully reunited with his worried family, turning what could have been a tragedy into a tale of remarkable survival. Amidst a pristine white winter landscape, an unlikely friendship bloomed between two vastly different animals, a miniature horse and a Great Dane, discovering the joy of play together in fresh powder snow. Their contrasting sizes created a comical sight as they frolicked through deep drifts, the Great Dane towering over its diminutive equine companion. Playful jumps, energetic chases, and obvious animal enjoyment transformed the frigid winter scene into a heartwarming display of cross-species companionship. The Great Dane appeared to invite the miniature horse back inside with hilariously human-like body language, as if saying, "Dude, the snow is up to my neck. Get back in the house." Their antics created a perfect winter tableau, dark shapes against brilliant white, steam rising from warm breath in the frigid air, and the unmistakable energy of pure animal joy. The deep snow presented a particular challenge for the short-legged miniature horse, yet the animal adapted with surprising agility, keeping pace with its canine playmate. This enchanting moment stands as a reminder that even in the harshest winter conditions, nature provides opportunities for unexpected joy and connection across the animal kingdom. Bitter Arctic winds swept across the Midwest, transforming the normally dynamic shores of Lake Michigan into a breathtaking frozen wonderland, unlike anything seen in recent memory. The vast expanse of water surrendered to winter's grip as enormous ice formations emerged from the lake, creating an otherworldly landscape of crystalline beauty. These massive ice structures rose dramatically from the water's surface, breaking into countless jagged pieces that caught and reflected the winter sunlight like thousands of natural mirrors. The shoreline disappeared beneath these ice mountains, their sharp edges and translucent surfaces, creating a natural sculpture garden of remarkable complexity and scale. Locals and visitors alike were drawn to this spectacular phenomenon, many witnessing for the first time how extreme cold can reshape one of America's Great Lakes into something resembling an alien terrain. Photographers captured these fleeting ice formations, knowing that this extraordinary natural art installation eventually surrendered to warming temperatures. The transformed lakeshore served as a powerful reminder of nature's artistic capabilities, turning destructive cold into a breathtaking display of winter's raw, sculpting power. California motorists witnessed a horrifying spectacle when a vehicle lost control at high speed, careened off an overpass, and plummeted onto the busy highway below in a spectacular crash. The sickening sound of metal impacting concrete echoed through the air as onlookers froze in shock, certain they were witnessing a tragedy in the making. Time seemed to stand still as the vehicle tumbled through the air, twisting violently before smashing onto the lower roadway in an explosion of glass and twisted metal. Witnesses braced themselves for the worst possible outcome, expecting no one could possibly survive such a catastrophic fall and devastating impact. Yet in what can only be described as a miracle, the driver emerged from the mangled wreckage, seemingly defying the laws of physics and probability. Emergency responders arrived quickly on the scene, expressing amazement that what appeared to be a certain fatality had instead become an incredible story of survival. This extraordinary escape serves as a powerful reminder of how quickly life can change in a split second on the highway. And sometimes, against all odds, second chances are granted. On Sunday, February 16th, the peaceful community of Brookline, Massachusetts was jolted by disaster when a section of an apartment building suddenly gave way without warning. The catastrophic structural failure transformed the ordinary building into a chaotic scene of destruction in mere seconds. Witnesses described the terrifying moment with wide eyes, a rumble, a crack, and then the sickening sight of walls crumbling as portions of the building surrendered to gravity. The aftermath resembled a war zone, with piles of broken bricks scattered across the ground and thick dust clouds billowing into the air, creating an apocalyptic atmosphere. Neighbors rushed to assist, fearing the worst for anyone who might have been inside the collapsed section when disaster struck. Emergency services arrived rapidly, establishing a perimeter and beginning the painstaking work of ensuring all residents were accounted for in the aftermath. As investigators began sifting through the rubble, questions mounted about what could have caused such a catastrophic failure in a residential building, with structural engineers examining whether weather, maintenance issues, or other factors might have contributed to this frightening collapse. Chaos erupted on a busy street in South Tel Aviv when a passenger bus suddenly burst into flames following a violent explosion that rocked the entire neighborhood. Thick black smoke billowed into the sky as fierce flames engulfed the entire vehicle, turning what had been regular public transportation into a raging inferno within seconds. Pedestrians fled in terror from the expanding fireball, shopkeepers emerged from nearby buildings, and traffic halted entirely as the dramatic scene unfolded. The explosive nature of the fire raised immediate concerns, causing panic among witnesses who feared further detonations might follow the initial blast. Emergency services responded rapidly, with firefighters battling the intense flames while police established a thick perimeter, warning bystanders to keep their distance. Despite the spectacular nature of the incident, the swift evacuation of the bus meant no serious injuries were reported. A fortunate outcome, given the devastating potential. Investigators arriving on scene could not immediately determine what triggered the explosion and subsequent fire, with both mechanical failure and other causes remaining under investigation as the charred skeleton of the vehicle continued to smolder. In an extraordinary moment that left motorists stunned, a massive crocodile temporarily claimed ownership of a public road, bringing all traffic to a complete halt. The prehistoric-looking reptile showed not the slightest concern for the modern vehicles forced to wait for it to pass, casually making its way across the asphalt at its own leisurely pace. Most shocking to witnesses was the clearly visible turtle clutched firmly in the crocodile's powerful jaws, living proof of nature's unforgiving food chain playing out in broad daylight. Drivers remained wisely inside their vehicles, keeping a respectful distance from the formidable predator as it continued its unhurried journey. The turtle's fate hung in the balance throughout this unusual roadside drama, with onlookers left to wonder if the smaller reptile might somehow escape its precarious situation. Wildlife officials later explained that such rare sightings typically occur when heavy rains or habitat disruption force crocodiles to venture through human-populated areas. This remarkable encounter served as a stark reminder that even in our modern world of highways and automobiles, ancient predators still occasionally assert their dominance in the most unexpected of places. The peaceful Sunday morning of February 23rd was shattered when the sky over Wythenshawe suddenly turned a menacing crimson red as gigantic flames erupted from what witnesses initially struggled to identify. Black smoke billowed ominously into the air, creating a dark cloud visible for miles around and signaling to the entire community that something catastrophic was unfolding. As emergency responders raced to the scene, the intensity of the blaze only increased, with fierce flames consuming the source of the fire with terrifying speed and ferocity. Police later confirmed that the inferno originated from a heavy goods vehicle, though the exact cause of the fire remained under investigation in the aftermath. The industrial-scale blaze sent shockwaves through the local area, with residents describing the apocalyptic scene of towering flames against the morning sky. Firefighters battled valiantly against the intense heat and dangerous conditions, working to prevent the fire from spreading to nearby structures or creating additional hazards. This dramatic incident served as a sobering reminder of how quickly disaster can strike, and how vulnerable even the largest vehicles can be when fire takes hold. In one of the most extraordinary sights ever captured on camera, bewildered onlookers witnessed what appeared to be the impossible: a full-sized cow being transported through the air suspended beneath a helicopter. "Oh my goodness. Oh wow!" exclaimed stunned witnesses as they watched the surreal spectacle of bovine air travel unfolding high above them. The skilled helicopter pilot maintained perfect control despite the unusual cargo, keeping the massive animal stable as it dangled hundreds of feet above the ground. "Who would have thought even cows know how to transport business class?" joked one observer, capturing the absurdity of seeing farm animals taking to the skies. This remarkable aerial livestock transportation method, while appearing strange to uninitiated observers, actually represents a practical solution for moving cattle from inaccessible mountain pastures or remote locations where ground transport is impossible. The specialized harness system used ensures the animal's safety during the journey, with veterinary experts designing the equipment to minimize stress during this unconventional mode of transportation. Despite its practical purpose, the sight of a 3,500-pound cow soaring through the air suspended beneath a helicopter remains an unforgettable image that challenges our expectations of both aviation and agriculture. Hawaii's fiery heart awakened with spectacular force when Kilauea volcano roared to life, sending a towering column of molten lava high into the night sky. The eruption transformed darkness into an otherworldly scene as incandescent red lava illuminated clouds from below, creating a mesmerizing yet terrifying display of nature's raw power. Rivers of molten rock surged down the volcano's flanks at frightening speeds, consuming everything in their path with temperatures exceeding 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. The relentless flow carved new pathways through the landscape, forever altering the island's topography as it made its inexorable journey toward the sea. Local residents watched in awe from safe distances, experiencing both fear and reverence for the geological forces reshaping their island home before their eyes. Scientists monitored the eruption carefully, measuring gas emissions, lava flow rates, and seismic activity to predict the volcano's behavior and protect nearby communities. This breathtaking demonstration of Earth's internal forces serves as a powerful reminder that beneath Hawaii's paradise exterior lies one of the world's most active volcanic systems, continuously creating new land through these dramatic geological processes.